Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. I am going to share with you some very special places that we went while we were on spring break. So I do have several new subscribers, so you may not know what I do for a living. I am a teacher. I do work in Sicily, but I work on the military base at the military school on base. So we have American holidays. We don't really get the Italian ones off, but that's okay. It makes for a nice traffic uh, free ride on the way to work when it is an Italian holiday. Um, so we had spring break uh, the week of March 25th. It is after that when I'm filming this, but there were lots of things going on during that week that made life a little hard for me. So we did stay on the island for spring break. One of the biggest reasons for that is I am going to be going back to the States for part of the summer. So again, as a teacher in an American school, I get a certain amount of time in the summer off because school is closed. So I am going to be going back for pretty much the month of July, and it's going to cost me a significant amount to do that. Not necessarily travel-wise, like planes and such, but I don't have a place to live because I live here. I don't have a car because my car is here. So I'm going to have to manage all of those things. And travel is wonderful and fun and really easy to do here. It's not very expensive, especially when you consider flights and how much you can fit into a travel backpack. All of that being said, I decided to stay on the island for spring break because of that pretty much. That doesn't mean we didn't have a good time. That doesn't mean we didn't do fun things. My daughter got to hang out with some of her friends. She got to have a sleepover, which she always enjoys. We started back up with her horseback riding lessons because December was a wash. January, there were some issues at the horseback riding place. And then February, I just blinked and it was gone. So it had been a little while. It was probably the beginning of December the last time she had a lesson, but she managed to get a couple in during that week, and she did really, really great. Really great, even with her horse not being very nice at all. She handled him very well, which was wonderful. The other things that we did is we took two sort of day-ish trips. They didn't really take all day, but they were just kind of there and back trips. So one of the other teachers that I work with had sent me an email about a museum, and she was like, it's really too far away for us to take a field trip. However, it is something that maybe you would like to do. And this particular teacher had my daughter last year, so she was like, maybe your daughter would like it. So I thought, okay, maybe over spring break we'll go, and we did. So we drove up to Messina, and Messina is the town that is closest to mainland Italy. There's a port there where you can take your car on the ferry and just go right across to the province of Calabria, and you'll be in mainland Italy. I've never done it, but it is possible. So we had lunch there, and then we veered left to the town of Milazzo, and I don't know much about that town other than that's where the museum is. It was only open Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the afternoon. So the website said 3 to 7, but when I looked it up on Google to get the directions in Google Maps, it said 3:30 to 7:30. So we went, and it was an illusion museum. So I am going to be showing you some pictures. A lot of pictures that I took have people in them because the people have to be part of the illusion. So I'm not going to show you those. And that's kind of why I made this like a spring break-ish video, because the things that we did, a lot of them have pictures of my daughter and her friends and the other people that we went with. So I don't have their permission to put their pictures on a line, and I'm not going to ask. But I did take some pictures where I didn't have to worry about that. So this particular museum, you were supposed to make a reservation, which we were not aware of. And there's only one tour a day that's given in English. So thankfully it's the first one, and we got there right when they opened. So we were able to do it. And you have a guide who takes you through and talks to you about the illusions. And you get to interact with a lot of the pieces. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So it was very, very fun. And we had done something similar when we went to Athens with my son last July. Wow, it's hard to believe that's almost a year ago. But we did do something like that with him. So I was kind of familiar with some of the pieces that they had there. But they had some things that we hadn't seen before. So it was really interesting. It was rather expensive, but mainly because they kind of force you to have the guide. But it's fine. Like I said, we had a good time. Everybody laughed. And, we can always make a trip up to Messina again. I would like to take the adventure of taking the ferry and going over. I don't know how long that would take. I haven't really researched it, to be honest, because I don't really care for driving anywhere. I don't like driving. So if it involves driving, it's going to be kind of a last resort sort of thing, unless I have a road trip buddy. If I have a road trip buddy, we will make it happen. But the thought of having to do all of that by myself is overwhelming, honestly. And I will tend to not do it. I do drive every day to work and things like that. I don't like doing that either. Not because I don't like my job, but because I don't like driving. It's not my favorite thing. So, anyway, the other place that we went was, it's a nature reserve, and it is called Vendicari. I was saying it wrong for a long, long time. I was saying Vendicari, but it is Vendicari. And my Italian teacher laughed at me when I said where I had gone, and she's like, no, Vendicari. See? Vendicari. Okay, Vendicari. I will remember. So, that is where we went. But this reserve is, it's not famous, but it's well known for the flamingos that come. They come up usually in October-ish and stay until about March-ish. and they sort of winter here. And they come up from Africa. So it was really nice to go. It's only maybe about an hour and a half, 45 minutes, hour 45 minutes from where I am, depending on the highway, of course. But when we got there, it was a little bit late in the afternoon because we didn't leave like early in the day. Excuse me. And when we got there, we noticed that all of the like bird watchers and things like that, they were leaving. And I was like, oh, maybe if we come back early in the morning. Because there is like beach area where you can go and like sit. And that area used to be a tuna fish factory. And you can see the evidence of fisheries being a big, big deal all along the coast of Sicily. There was a boat trip that we took with MWR, and we went as we were driving in the boat along the coast. They pointed out that there was another fishery that had been built by, I don't remember which country. They said an Arab country and then said the name, and I don't remember the name of it. But it was still in use until right before World War II. So it was in operation for a long time. So there was the remnants of one of those there, and there were 3 different paths on this nature reserve. So when you first walk in, there are like some blinds, like where you can go in and see the animals, the birds, and they can't see you. We didn't see any flamingos in that one. And we kept walking, and there's this like wooden path taking you over some kind of marshland, and then you get to like this beachy area, and you can go one of 2 directions, and they take you to see different kinds of things. One of the people that we were with was not feeling well, so we didn't get to explore a whole lot, but we did take off to the left to go around the fishery, and there was another path that you could take. Once you got there, it kind of split off again, and I mean, there were lots of ways that you could have gone, but we went around there, and as we were coming around, we did see a few flamingos, not many. I do think that if we had gotten there earlier in the morning, we would have seen more just animal, wildlife kind of thing, because it was getting warm, and they're going to go and rest during that time. They're not going to be as active as all animals tend to do. So it was beautiful. It was lovely. I would love to go back and explore one of the pathways and then go back again and explore another pathway. I mean, there's just so many options with this place. It was very, very beautiful. So I do hope that you have enjoyed the pictures. I do hope that you enjoy these kinds of videos. Please put down in the comments below what you think. I would love to know, because I mean, I share these things with you because I think that you would like them, and I have had people say, well, I'm never going to get to where you are. That's never going to be something that I'm able to do. So I really appreciate you sharing those things with us. So if it's something that you enjoyed, please let me know by leaving a comment. Let me know what your favorite picture was, or your favorite part, or if there's something that you might like to see. Hey, I'd love it if you could do something like this, suggestions. And I may not get to it right away, but I can certainly try. I do have some other videos coming up that I need to record. During spring break, we also went to a winery, which will be a separate video. And then I did take pictures the last time I went to the market. I was going to do it as part of my birthday shenanigans, but I did not. So Nero's telling me that it's time to go to sleep. It's not my bedtime yet, but he wants me to go to sleep. Market. I have a list. I did take pictures of the market so you could kind of see what's there. And then I went on a field trip with some of the students at my school, and we went to a museum about Operation Husky. So I'm going to do a video on that as well, because I think it's interesting to know these things, and some people may not be aware that this even was a thing. So those are some of the videos about Sicily that I have coming up. I do have some other crochet and yarny content videos coming up as well, but those are some of the videos that I have coming up for visiting around Sicily. So I hope, again, that you've enjoyed it, and any suggestions or comments that you have. I do hear you about the sound issue. I have ordered a microphone. We will see how that works, because I really like this camera, but apparently it's not picking up my voice. I've tried adjusting the camera on my computer, and it doesn't seem to be doing very well. So I am trying to speak up, but I don't want to shout at you either. So I am working on the sound issues. Hopefully when my microphone comes in, I can navigate all of those pieces and we can get it all figured out. But for now, I do beg your patience just a little bit longer. Okay? I'm coming in a little bit. Oh, he is crazy. All right, I'm going to go before he crashes into something. Be well, be safe, and as always, be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella.